Okay, so we know where everyone is. So this is really, really good. What I would like to see happen here is to actually leave the person on the gen alone because we're gonna want them to stay on the gen. As weird as this sounds, as long as she's on the gen, we know where she is. And so if we can just keep track of Rebecca, maybe interrupt her, then we know where the rescue is going to start and finish. And that's valuable. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, exactly what I wanted to see. I'm Jake, and I'm a Prestige 100 Ghostface main with over 7,000 markdowns. This is going to be the start of a new series that I want to do where I VOD review other people's Ghostface gameplay. I just made this big guide. A lot of you are seeming to enjoy it, so I just wanted to do this series as a way to provide more tailored advice for specific people. So if you are watching the guide and you just can't really get it, or you're struggling with one specific thing, or you want one more thing covered in detail, you can send in your games. I'll leave links in the description for you to do that, and I will review your gameplay and try to just help you guys in a more specific way. And maybe you guys are suffering with the same issues, and you could watch these. You could learn things from other people's mistakes. For today's review, we've got these two games, one on Haddonfield and one on Badham Preschool, sent into me from Sasha. Sasha has 1,518 hours and is an intermediate level Ghostface. Okay, so we've got a game on Badham Preschool. I think this map is kind of bad for Ghostface, but that's alright. Okay, we are wasting Lethal Pursuer. Okay, well, that is obviously a mistake. Wasting Lethal Pursuer like this is not what you're gonna want to be doing. I assume Sasha knows this. This is just a mistake. But let's have a look at this build here before we go any further. We've got Lethal Pursuer, of course. Well, we did have Lethal Pursuer. We've got Surge, very good perk. We've got Save the Best for Last, very good perk. And Brutal. Brutal's alright. Brutal is just kind of a nice perk to have. It's not going to do wonders, but it is very nice. I like this build. I think this is good. For the add-ons, we've got the Wallet and the Olsen's Journal. Now, Sasha does have an icon pack. That's why Little Pursuer has a different icon. And, like, these are, like, they look fancy. And sometimes it trips me up, but if I do make a mistake, I'll put it on screen. So this is a very good build. These are both add-ons that I recommend. These are all perks that I recommend. So, no complaints there. How long are you AFK for? Like a solid 20 seconds of AFK before we're moving. Okay. Well, let's see. Okay, we spot the Nick. Nice. Okay. That is a really great angle. You can see that you can barely see Nick here. Like there's a couple pixels around this fire barrel. Now, you've got him marked like here. I would stop right here. We really don't need to mark him now because this angle is so strong that marking him now is just going to give him a chance to get away. What I would have liked to have seen is just keep this 99, get up close to him, and then go for it. Because if he does have like a sprint burst or something, obviously you still won't get the hit immediately, but you're going to be losing a lot of distance if you mark him now. Okay. Leon's here, yeah. Okay, so see, if we look, now that we've marked them, we didn't see the Leon. I mean, if we would have used Lethal Pursuer, we would have known and could have taken this differently. But if we had waited to mark Nick, we might have been able to get more stock on Leon, or potentially we could have just hit Nick. Because now we're in a situation where we're going to have to hit Leon. The journal is nice. Nick just did a fast vault, so we're going to be able to see his aura and where he goes. But judging by this tile, he's about to make House of Pain, which he can definitely run if he chooses to. So Leon's going to take this hit. Nick is going to be able to get away. And this definitely could have been avoided if we just waited a bit, been a little more patient. Okay, thanks to the journal, we can see where he's going. That's good. Now we lose him. He's not there. Is he going up? We can hear his breathing. Okay, well, this Nick messed up. You didn't even have your power from hitting Leon, so he should have known better. He just made a mistake. Now, this footage is extremely bass boosted. I was told that OBS messed up. I'm going to see if I can fix it in post. But I might leave in a little tidbits of it not being fixed just because I think it's funny. But my ears are being blasted right now. So... Okay. Okay, just got a little stuck on the bushes. That's good. I definitely take that. We've got to save the best for last. Okay, we just heard Nick open a chest. Okay. He's not going for the pallet. Okay. Well, that's another big mistake from Nick. Now, honestly, what I would do... This is not a required thing. This is just something that I personally would have done. We see that there is a door next to that window. That window is very strong. If Nick would have got that vault, it would have been a lot of distance. The breakable wall next to it is like a very necessary thing to break. And we do have Brutal, and we've got the wallet, so we've got a lot of reasons to kick that wall. What I would have tried to do is because of the wallet, when you get a kick on a door, you're going to get your power back. So I would have tried just to see if I could use my power, maybe get a little bit of stock in. Because if I lose it, the door needs to be kicked anyways. We've got Brutal to kick it. It's essentially just a free power. But also, you could argue, you know, let's leave that door up. Let's save it for later. But I think that House of Pain, that window there, you're going to want to kick that door ASAP. So there's not much of a reason to save it. It's like leaving a God pallet up at Shack. Like, you're just not going to want to do it. You can, but there's not much reason to. So... That's just a little thing. That's what I would have done. But honestly, it doesn't make that much of a difference. But the door does need to be kicked. So maybe they do kick the door. Maybe they kick the door. We'll see. Okay, hook her. Oh, she disconnects. Okay. Interesting. Yes, kick the door. Kick the door. Oh. Come on. He was hiding in the bush. Okay. Come on. Let's see that door kick. Let's see that door kick. No door kick. Okay. Interesting. No power usage? I would use my power here. Okay. There we go. Okay, so someone in there. I would turn around because I'm pretty sure whoever unhooked... Yeah, okay. So whoever unhooked Nick, there's a good chance that they're going to unhook Fang. And so what I would do is I would go back and I would get ready to stalk them off the hook. I wouldn't go back and like tunnel them unless you're losing, but I think it definitely you could like lean around that fence there and stalk them as they're getting unhooked so that you just have it for later. Like going into this school basement would be very time consuming, especially because there's just a big building, you don't know where they are, they could see you and leave. There's just a lot of things that could go wrong in the school. Okay, we are going to go back. Now, honestly, if you get revealed by the bot, I don't blame them, because the bots are like, the bots play weird. The bots kind of like, Ghostface makes this small whooshing noise, and the bots are always going to hear it, and they can pinpoint the exact place it is. So if you're close enough to a bot, it doesn't matter if you're undetectable. It doesn't matter that you have no red stain. They are going to win every mind game that you might be able to win against, like, a real human survivor. This arena is clueless. I think, honestly, it would have been nice to stalk her there and just see if she notices. Because if she doesn't, maybe it's a down. Especially because she's the obsession. Now we're going to have to go for a second hit on her. That's going to be another 2 stacks gone. That's just a bad hit. Okay, yeah. As you can see, we're down to 1 stack now. When she wasn't really paying attention, definitely could have got the down on her easier and saved 2 stacks. We're not going to kick the pallet? I don't think we're making very good use of Brutal Strength. I haven't seen anything get kicked yet. Especially with the wallet. We're going to want to be kicking things, and we're not kicking things. Okay, we hear Fang. Okay, nice. That's good. There's nothing she could do about that. See, the bots, they do fall prey to undetectable unless you're very close to them. Or if you're in chase, especially. If you're in chase, the bots are going to win almost every mind game. Like, you could force a bot to vault like an unsafe pallet and double back, but if the bot is at a safe pallet, you're not... Okay, we're BMing the bot. But the bot is going to win most mind games, just because it's a bot. Like, it's programmed to check spot you, which human survivors are not going to be able to do. The bots are honestly better than quite a few people. Okay. Well, we can see the sparks. Yeah, okay, perfect. We know nobody's working on that. It got damaged by Surge. Okay. 5 hooks with 2 gens left. That's not ideal, but Nick and... Okay. Okay, now this is a great angle on Leon. This is something that you can do quite easily on Bad Ham. You can use these, like, overgrown fences to get a lot of pix angles. Unfortunately, the Leon does notice, but at this point it's too late. Yeah, I like the stock there. Okay, he's got live. Okay, he goes down. Alright, Haddonfield. This is also not a really great map for this, I think. It's just a bit open in the middle, but if you play around the houses nicely. Bit open in the middle, but if you play around the houses nicely. Okay, well, let's look at this build before anything. The same as last time, but we're switching Lethal for Barbecue. I like that. Lethal is good. Barbecue is as well. I think, honestly, based on last game, where we weren't kicking anything, probably I would have switched Brutal Strength for Barbecue, just because Barbecue and Lethal combo nicely, and also because, of course, we're just not kicking anything. Maybe we'll kick more things this game and see that Brutal Strength come into play more, but I'm not too confident after last game. We didn't kick anything. Switching the add-ons, we've got the Drop Leg Sheath. So for those who don't know, that's going to give you the extra speed when you mark someone. And the Chewed Pen. Now, the Chewed Pen used to be very good. It used to reduce your power cooldown. After the rework, they made it so that it takes downed survivors longer to reveal you. I honestly don't recommend the Chewed Pen. It's a little underrated. People think it's worthless. It can get you some value if you're using a slugging build, like if you're running Knockout, if you're running Forced Hesitation, if you're running builds like that just rely on you slugging or leaving people on the ground. Or if you've honestly, you could pair it with the Iridescent Tape, where when you down someone, you get your power back. Because if you lean, then you can mark someone in 1 second. If you aren't leaning, you can mark someone in 5 seconds. And so the Chewed Pen is going to allow you to 99 someone with the power that you get from downing someone, without the down survivor being able to reveal you before you get your 99. So they pair nicely. But honestly, I don't recommend the Chewed Pen in this build because it doesn't look like we have anything to slug. And we honestly might want to run like a Philly with this, just that we're getting our stocks faster so that the Sheath will come into play more. Or Walleyes, we could be running Walleyes. That's just a very good add-on in general. Okay, these people probably are going to see us. Yep. Okay, he goes for the blind. So that is a pretty good counter to Ghostface because obviously he has to be looking at you. So if you shine your light at him, that's pretty good. Of course, you can look away, but then you're not stalking. But this was honestly a pretty fast blind. I would be thinking maybe he's got like an odd bulb in there or something. If we had Philly instead of the Chewed Pen, we would have had the mark on Fang. Honestly, might have been able to look away before blinded, and we would have had Ash 99. And so that's just the beauty of having Philly. We would have got the speed boost and all that. So that's kind of why I recommend Philly. Fast blinds like this are not going to hurt you as much. Although Fang is basically 99 anyway, but she would have been marked. Okay. Honestly, I'm not sure if I would have gone for that hit. Okay, it pays off. He didn't go anywhere. If he had just ran straight, he would have made that pallet. But the reason I'm not sure if I would have gone for that hit is because he's mostly stalked. Usually would run like a walleyes or something to get my power back faster and just finish that stock off. I don't want to give him that speed boost to get anywhere, but it would just take so long without any like add-ons to help. It would be 20 seconds, and that's like the distance you lose off a hit anyways. So I don't mind this, especially because we're gaining save the best for last stacks. But there is that risk that he might make a pallet, of course. Actually, honestly, no, I like the hit here. I like the hit. I think it makes sense with the build and in the like conditions. But let's see. Oh, okay. So Fang is coming in. She's healthy. So right now we're in a meta of for the people buckle up to where you can instantly pick someone up off the ground if you're healthy and it'll injure you, but both of you are going to get endurance. It's a super strong combo right now. So, I mean, she's almost 99. So here's the problem. If we were to wait for our power to get back and try to finish the mark and down her, of course, we're just not going to have time for that. Our power doesn't recover as fast. And if we had Philly, she might have been marked in the first place, or if Walleyes, we would have had it back to go for that. But also, for the people is going to make her the obsession. So hitting her just lost our stacks that we gained from Ace. Honestly, I would have liked to see a bit of a faster turnaround on hitting her, because even if we don't have our power, hitting her is going to be better, because it's better to have her injured and Ash on the ground still rather than you lose the 99 on the Fang. Potentially you're going to lose your stacks, and now also Ace is up. He has endurance. He's going to make this pallet almost certainly. So let's just keep going. All right, let's see that brutal. Okay. I think he's going to make this house. Didn't go there. That's a good bait. Okay, he's dead. That's not a very safe pallet. I think he should have continued going to the house, but that's good. Okay, so we know where everyone is. So this is really, really good. What I would like to see happen here is to actually leave the person on the gen alone, because we're going to want them to stay on the gen. As weird as this sounds, as long as she's on the gen, we know where she is. And so if we can just keep track of Rebecca, maybe interrupt her, then we know where the rescue is going to start and finish. And that's valuable. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, exactly what I wanted to see. Overall, here's what I would say. Brutal Strength is not being used. Brutal Strength is a nice perk, and it can work on every killer, but it's just not being used. We're not getting value out of Brutal Strength. The pallets that we're kicking, the survivors could have made it places anyways, and the times they didn't is because they made a mistake. When we did have the opportunity to kick things and get value out of it, we just weren't. I don't think Brutal Strength is even being used really in this build at all. And it's not even like that we're just not using it, because Brutal Strength is a perk that you're going to get value out of anyways. But even still, we're just not. So I think we should drop Brutal Strength for like Lethal, because we had Lethal. Lethal and Barbecue would have been better. Let's make sure our add-ons are congruent with our perks. Like the Chewed Pen does not fit here. I mean, the Chewed Pen is situational at best anyways, but the Chewed Pen just does not fit here. I would have much liked to see a Philly here. Philly works a lot better here. We probably could have had a couple extra downs and save the best for last stacks if we had Philly instead here. I think we need to be acting a little bit quicker on the information that our perks and add-ons are getting us. Although I do think we're acting on them properly, we're just not acting on them quick enough. Like with Leon, when we had the aura reading on him with the notebook after Lithe, we could have downed him around that little shipping container. And also, when we were trying to cut Rebecca off from the save, I like that you had the idea to cut her off. That was the correct play, but I think it could have been done faster because you were behind her as she was getting the save. Overall, I would give this a B-. You can definitely tell that you know what you're doing with Ghostface. I just think it needs that little bit of extra oomph.